Welcome to this short video on how to navigate the digital library at the University of Kent. To access the library pages, use the menu in the top right-hand corner. From here, you can scroll down to We Also Recommend, and under there you'll see that there's a link to library services. The library services web pages will show the extensive range of services and resources that are available for you whilst you're studying with us. To navigate to the digital library resources that will be useful, you can scroll down to the section where it says Digital Library Explore. From here, you'll get some information and access to the key areas. The first one being the Digital Resources Directory. This is a listing of all of the databases and subscription resources that the library subscribes to for you to access. This can be filtered by your subject and also by the type of resource that you're looking to access. Library Search Digital is our digital version of our library catalogue. This can be used for searching for ebooks and journal articles that may be available and other resources as well. Find eJournals by title allows you to look up individual journal titles, and the subject library resource guides have been put together by your librarians for your subjects. These will include links and information about what the key resources are for your subject area, who your librarian is, how to contact them for any help or support whilst you're with us. I'm now going to show you a quick demo of how to use Library Search Digital to find all your resources electronically. So this is the home page for Library Search Digital, which, as previously mentioned in the recording, is the place where you can search for books, journal articles and other resources, and this is a digital version of this interface. So just to give a little bit of information about the front page, on the front page you'll see we have some different carousels that display different collections that we're promoting, such as study skills, and also different kind of history months here that you can click through onto the different tabs to view some of the titles that we've put together for you to have a look at. There's also a menu, a useful menu, which is called Other Ways to Find Resources. And some of the links that were mentioned previously are also available for you to access via Library Search Digital homepage, such as the Library Resource Guides, Digital Resources Directory. So they're always there for you to come back to. In terms of searching on Library Search, you can search in a number of different ways. So you can search by title, you can search by author, and you can also search by subject area. So I'm just going to do a quick search now for mindfulness. Okay, and then just to explain on the screen what we can see. So right at the top, it's pulled back any journal results. So I can see here that there's actually an e-journal that we have access to that's called Mindfulness. So that's available there for you if you wanted to go in and have a look at any articles that might be available or of interest within that particular journal. In the main part of the screen, we have two tabs. So at the moment, we're in the Library Collections tab, and this tends to be things like ebooks and video recordings on the whole. So down the central screen, you can see the different titles that are available. So for example, if we take a look at this one here, Mindfulness Made Easy, if I click on the title, it will give me a little bit more information about the book in terms of the types of subject areas that are available in there. And then if I wanted to go ahead and access that, just over on the right hand side there, I've got a link to the ebook. So from here, we can choose either to read online the ebook or we can download the book. When it says download, it doesn't mean download it entirely forever. It means you can download a section of that book to access for a particular period of time, usually a day or so, and then that link will expire, but you can go back in and access it as many times as you like. But I'm just going to click on read online for now. So within here, you can see this has taken me to the home page within this particular book, and I've got some different options. So I can use the arrows at the top just to go through the book in the same way that you might do with a print one. But you can also view the table of contents. You can scroll down and you might want to jump into a particular section that you might want to focus on. You can go in and have a look at that there. The other thing you might want to do is you might have a particular topic as part of mindfulness in this example that we want to search for. So I'm going to do a quick search for meditation, and then I'm just going to enter that. And then what we'll see is we'll find all the different sections where meditation has come up, and that will be highlighted in the book. So if I wanted to click into any of these, I'll choose this one here. I can see it shows me what pages it's mentioned in meditation, and I can just select any of those, and then that will update the page just on the right hand side there, and it will also highlight my terms within it. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you to kind of find information within the whole book. There are also some other functionalities that you can make use of within the ebooks. So you can create your own individual sign-in up here, and then you can access your profile, and you can do things like highlight things within the text. You can make notes. You can download sections within the copyright limits as a PDF. So things that might just make your life a little bit easier. That will also all be just private to you, so nobody else accessing the ebook will be able to see that. You'll only see that when you're signed in using your kind of personalized account. So if we click into the second tab, the digital collections tab, this tends to be things like academic journals. It might also have results like magazines, book reviews, newspaper articles. So it's a range of things. And again, our mindfulness keyword is highlighted within the titles, which helps us to kind of identify where that's appearing. The results are ordered by relevance, but you can sort it differently. So if you wanted to sort it by the date newest, for example, and see the most recent ones, then you can change the order of those results. You can also filter it by the date published. So if you want to look at current information, you could put in, a kind of more recent date range just to get that updated slightly. Any other articles that you want to have a look at, we can just click into. So I'm just going to select this one here. And again, this will give us a little bit of an overview, so we get a bit of an abstract, which might be helpful to give a quick read through before you actually go and access the full article. Then if you feel like, yes, it does look of interest and you want to go to the full article, then you've got the option to click on the full text link there. And it takes us through to the article. So then you can choose to either print it off, save it, download it, whatever works best for you, and read it when you have some time. Okay, so that's just a quick overview of using Library Search Digital, but please do take a little bit of time just to do a little bit of exploring for yourself, try out some topic areas that you're interested in and see what you can get access to. Alongside Library Search Digital, we also have a range of library discovery tools and apps which will help you find and access the content that you need. We have a tool which is called Libkey Nomad, and also Browzine, which provide quick and easy access to journal articles. Libby provides free access to things like magazines, ebooks and audiobooks, and there is a huge range of titles and genres to choose from. Kanopy is one of our free video streaming services where you can find films, documentaries, classic cinema, independent films and lots more besides those. And Pressreader is a new service which we're trialling this year, and it provides free unlimited access to 7,000 digital newspapers and magazines for you to enjoy. To access further digital tools and apps, I'm just going to use the search here. So the first one I'm going to show you is Libkey Nomad. And we want to go into the top link, which is a blog post that gives you some more information about this particular tool that you can install. So it's a browser extension, and to install it, you just go down, follow the links, and then choose the particular browser that you use. from there, you'll see a screen that looks a little bit like this, and all you need to make sure is that you've typed University of Kent in here and then saved your setting, and then that will be good for you to go. So essentially what Libkey Nomad allows you to do is to easily access digital resources, mainly journal articles and some ebooks, remotely. So it might be that you're searching a University of Kent webpage, but it might be an external page, something like Google Scholar or maybe Amazon or something. So if you put in a book title or a journal search, if we have access to it within our collections, full text, it will give you a direct link. So it bypasses some of those kind of logins that you might usually need to do. So it's well worth taking a little bit of time to install that and help you to work smarter. The next tools I'm going to show you, we're going to access via the Digital Resources directory. So again, if I just use the homepage search to find that. And the Digital Resources directory, as previously mentioned, lists all of our subscription databases. So they may be things like journal databases, multimedia databases, data and statistic resources, a whole range of different things in there. And you can filter it via your subject you're studying, but also by the type of resource you're looking for. But I'm just going to use the lookup feature here. And the first one I'm going to go to is Browzine. So Browzine is our app for accessing e-journals online, individual e-journals. And again, you can search by journal title or subject, but you can also go into a particular subject here and browse what's available. So I'm going to choose Arts and Humanities, and then I'm going to drill down into architecture. And then I'm going to drill down again. I'm just going to go into kind of a general interdisciplinary section, and then I can see all of those journals that are available online for me to access. Okay, so I'm just jumping into architectural design, and from here I can see the years that we have available, and it also shows me when I'm in that particular year the articles that have been published in that year that I can read online. If you want to have some extra functionality using Browzine, you can create a personalized login up here, and from there you can do things like add titles to your bookshelf, so every time you log in you can just go straight to your bookshelf to access those. And the same with articles. Under the articles there are some icons. One of them is a folder, and that allows you to save it, and then that will appear in your My Articles area. Okay, so I'm going to go into Libby now and show you Libby. So Libby is our leisure reading collection. And within Libby, you can access ebooks, but also audiobooks as well. The majority of these books we read, we purchase, and we purchase based on kind of your suggestions as well. So you can suggest titles for us to kind of purchase. So they don't necessarily have to be for your study. They might be in terms of kind of more light reading, not kind of academic textbooks, because we have the other ebooks for those, but things that you might just be interested in, extracurricular, reading for leisure, that sort of thing. So you can see when you go on to the homepage, kind of recent collections that we've added to. You can see some other kind of themes that are available within there that you can have a browse of, but you can also filter the list. So if you wanted to go in and look at a particular genre that you might be interested in, you can do that. If you want to look at formats, so maybe you just want to see what audiobooks we have available, that will then show you all of those. Then it's just simply a case of clicking on borrow and start listening or reading if it's an ebook. And if we don't have access to something, if you're running a search for a title that we don't have access to, there's an option for you to notify the library. Then we'll get a notification, and then we can hopefully add it into the collection for you to access at a later date. So the next one I'm going to show you is Kanopy, and Kanopy is one of the video streaming services that we have available. So again, we can click through to access the resource. And within here, you can have a browse to see the different featured films that have been put together in different collections here on the home page. But you can also browse, so you can browse by subject area. So if you wanted to use films for educational purposes, you can see what sorts of documentaries or films might be available under these particular headings. You can also search. You can search for a title of a film or a documentary, or maybe a director or a genre. And again, that will show you what you have access to. But you can also just, have a look to see what's available. So you may use this for your studies, but similarly to Libby, you may just use it, for your own interests and your own downtime. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to show you is Pressreader. So Pressreader is a resource that you have access to for over 7,000 kind of different publications. So we have newspapers, digital newspapers available on here for you to have a look at, but there's also magazines. So again, this may be a bit of a mixture. So you might use it for studies, for example, depending on what you're studying, but you also may, if you've got an interest, maybe in cooking or music or whatever it might be, you can go down, have a look at the categories. You can jump into the categories and you can see what's available within there. So I'm just going to click on food and drink, and then you can see all of the magazines that are available. So they're all digitally full text available for you to flick through, and completely free as well. So just some other resources that you can make use of and enjoy whilst you're with us. As mentioned previously, there are academic librarians for all of the main subjects at Kent. So to find out some more information about them and for your resources, we can look them up now. So if I just do a quick search for academic librarians, I can then click through here. So there will be a list with a photograph for all the librarians and the subjects that they look after. Then if you want to select any of those, choose your subject area, and then from here there'll be lots of information about key resources, getting started using the library, and further help. There should also be information about who your librarian is, how to get in contact with them either via email, or if you want to book an appointment, either one-to-one or as a small group, then you can do that via Teams or in person. So feel free to bookmark these for your particular subject areas, and then you can just come back to it when you need it. To access our library pages, you can use this QR code, and that will take you straight to the library web pages where you can find out more about our services and facilities for help during your studies and support 24/7. Thank you for taking the time to watch this recording. We hope it's been useful, and please feel free to reach out to us with any other queries. We hope you enjoy using the resources, and don't forget, we're always here if you need any help or advice.